how to transition from solopreneur to building a team to scale your business and to work less and stress less about your business. Hello, my name is Joel Hakala. I'm a Finnish online entrepreneur, and in the movement world, we are selling around $3.5 million USD worth online courses per year. And I started as a solopreneur back in 2016. And on this video, I will be telling like the background story, how I transitioned from solopreneur to building a team, why, how to find the right people to work with you, how to lead the team, how to let go of the control. Because the one big thing is like when you are doing everything yourself, you know everything, you can do everything as you want, but once other people are involved, you gotta let go some of the control. Otherwise, why would you hire or work with anyone? Background story. 2016 I made my first videos in social media. 2017 sold my first online courses. I was solopreneur until 2022. Why did I start building team around me? I was in a place where I was getting from the business good salary, good income. And I was thinking like, what's next? Like, do I want to keep working on this business or working on something else? And then my thought was like, okay, if I start building team around me, they could run the business, even maybe grow the business. And I don't need to work a lot on the business. I can focus on other stuff if I want to. I started to find and recruit or hire people to help me with filming videos, physiotherapists to help with scripting, planning videos, performing on the videos with me. And the idea was just like, hey, here's all these parts I'm not so excited to work on. Let me find someone else who can help me with these things, so then the business can run itself and make me income without me working so much. But the funny thing happened. Once there was other people involved, I got more excited about the business. I got motivated. I have this kind of community kind of person who wants to do things together with other people. It motivates me. I get excited from that. So, number one. How do you find the right people? For me, it started a little bit half accident, but it's actually a good thing. And let me explain why. I had two clubmates from orienteering who started helping me out with video editing. Because I talked with them, they had done video editing. I was like, I would need help with that. And one of them was studying computer sciences and coding. And then we talked that we needed to figure out how we can offer these local Finnish payment methods on a checkout. He took on the challenge and started to code our own checkout software system. So that part came kind of by accident. But then one of my entrepreneur friends had just been recruiting physiotherapists. Then I asked him like, who were the top candidates you interviewed that you didn't end up employing? I talked with them, and one of them is still working with us today into content creation on the planning the content and whatnot side. Then my current business partner came to do the Facebook ads, and I had talked with him earlier because we were in the same business coaching program. So I didn't have any kind of thinking of like, oh, I'm gonna build a big team or like some kind of recruiting strategies or anything. It was just like I had a need and I was thinking who could help me. I encountered, my clubmates. We talked about things. Hey, who do you want to help me with videos? And it grew organically from there. Now, why that is a good thing? If you already know someone, there's probably the reason why your paths have crossed. Example, with my business partner, because we were in the same business coaching program, it tells that we were attracted by the same thing, and because we had gone through the same business coaching program, we already shared a lot of similar knowledge and understanding about business, so it was easy for us to get along. People who you have already known for some time, you have kind of already have interviewed them because you have gotten to see those people in their natural setting. So then it's much easier to start work with the person like that versus someone who you don't know, and anyone can look a really nice person for a short period of time. And most of our team has actually been built more or less through social networks. So these kind of synchronicities just happen when you start to have that, okay, I need this kind of person with this kind of skill set. You keep your eyes open, you talk to people. This is what I'm looking for. Do you know anyone like that? They might themselves be like, I'm interested. Or they might be like, hey, let me message my buddy. So it's basically like, in a way, like attracting the right person. It's much more likely that that person is a good person. You have something in common with that person. Doesn't mean that you cannot just go to internet forums or something and find someone that works also. But then you need to be more conscious about actually making sure to get to know the person. And always start with small test projects instead of like employing someone for a full-time job. start with small test projects to validate that they actually can do things, how is it to work together, and also the motivation from their side. Because sometimes what can happen is that someone is excited about your job offer, they start, 1-2 months later they're like, this actually wasn't for me. And if you're like me, you don't necessarily like to say no. So it's also easy to start by like smaller projects and without necessarily even saying that there is a possibility for that to develop to some longer term partnership or cooperation, because that way you don't actually have to say no. You might just start from the like, hey, I have this one batch of videos, I need help from someone to film and edit, and if it works out, you invite them to the next filming session, maybe a bigger project, and before you know, you are like, hey, would you want to start helping me on a regular basis? Second thing, how do you actually then lead the team? Like, it depends a lot on the team size. Now we have like more or less 8 people working on different parts of the business, and our business is much more complex. We have a weekly meeting, so it's social event, joking around, but also we synchronize like what the hell we are doing, what's the latest happening, if someone has a problem, if someone has a question, we can figure that out. Now for us, because we work remotely, we really need to put that kind of like structure in place, because otherwise we won't be seeing each other really often. We need to synchronize all kind of information where we are going. Now, if you work in the same place, on an office for example, you might naturally sync things. So you might be being able to build even a bigger team with multiple people in the team if it's offline team, working live next to each other, because you naturally sync everything, you're physically in the same place. But when we are remote, we have to pay attention to make sure that everyone stays up to date where we are. And I have no clue what one of our teammates has been doing with the checkout system, or other one has been doing with video editing, or the third one has been doing with like meta advertising. I believe in giving people a lot of freedom. I'm not looking after what they're doing. I trust people to do their work, because if I cannot trust them, then something's not working. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Meaning that if we need to put constantly extra effort to look after things, something's off, something's not working, and then we shouldn't be doing that thing in the first place. Taking this kind of attitude, at the same time people feel that, hey, I'm given responsibility, I'm trusted, and they can work at their own pace, how they see fit. When that starts to grow as a culture to the team, it really starts to click. And it really becomes a thing that also works as a glue for the people. People appreciate this, they're motivated by it, they want to stay working for you, not switch to something else. And I believe that then they will be doing their best work. Third, then the micromanaging. Now, it is a tricky transition from solopreneur, because now when other people are involved, they will do things differently. At first, for me, example, it was hard to realize that the fact that someone does things differently doesn't mean that it's not done well. So it's most important that it's aligned with our brand and it's actually working. The fact that it's different doesn't mean that it's worse, and I should be looking at the results, and then if the results are not there, then go like, hey, maybe we should switch something. Once you realize that the thing why you start to build team is the fact that you can be on the beach while work gets done. You can be sick, but someone can, step in and do your work that week. You need to accept that you won't know everything that is happening. You won't stay up to date all the time. The question is, how often do you need to be up to date with things in your business and with your team? Do you need to know everything every day? No. Once a week, maybe yeah. At some parts, maybe once a month is enough. Depends on what is the thing and how urgent and huge priority it is for you. Start making the time period when you are not involved little by little longer until you notice something breaks. And when something breaks, then you figure out why it breaks, you fix that, and then you might notice that you can go even multiple weeks without needing to be there, and still meaningful work gets done and things at least don't go to chaos. Example, I have taken a full 1 month vacations and nothing bad has happened in our business. Of course, it wasn't maybe the time period when our business was growing really fast, but like I could go for a 1 month holiday, come back, and I'm like, The business is the same, nothing broke down. Not sure that so many business owners can actually say that they can do that. An added benefit also I've noticed is like when I don't need to be necessarily every day there at the work, I've noticed that I actually think I do nobody's better work because I come with a fresh focus, energy to solve problems, and I have bigger motivation. So I might have times when I work a lot for a day or two or a week, and then I work less. So all in all, you will probably find the best people and employees from your current network. Second thing is like give people room, observe what they do, guide them and figure out what they need, what kind of support they need to do better work. And if it doesn't work, then don't try to fix it by you working more in the business or you trying to be more there. And third, understand that the people do things differently. It doesn't mean it's bad. And the fact that you don't know all the time what's going on means that you are less inside your business working on it, and then you can, example, take holiday or go to a beach. So my question for you right now is that if you are a solopreneur and you are thinking about should you build a team, what would be the easiest way for you to test working with other person for some time period to test if it suits you and actually takes you where you want to go. Building a team might not be a thing for everyone, but I would encourage you to try it, thinking it is like 3-month or 6-month trial period. If you like it, keep going. And also, if you don't want to build team because you don't want to lead people or you want to do things alone, keep still your eye open for the fact that if you find the right person, maybe you would add one person on your team. So keep that in your mind that you don't need to go and build a full-blown team. You can be looking to, example, create the best possible 3-people team where one of those people is you, or 3-people team where you are the 4th person leading the whole thing. See you on the next video.